This tutorial is for adding skin colours, hair colours, eye colours, tattoo colours and makeup colours to Baldur's Gate 3 character creation screen. This is so you can add unique colours that aren't already there or tweak colours that are already there. So this is the Meta LSX. This is in your mods shared folder, but as with all .pack mods, your shared folder has to match whatever you name it here. So for mine, it goes mods CC added colours template, public CC added colours template, where in the original game setup, it would be mods and then shared folder. So the shared folder has to match whatever we name it here. I generally name it the same thing for the name as well, but this can be different to the folder one. And then this has to be unique. For this, use the Baldur's Gate 3 Modders Multitool by ShinyHobo. It is absolutely brilliant. You can generate the UIDs in that. So I already did do this one, but for the sake of this, I've generated a new one. Click on there to copy it and paste. Now, my multi-tool is pinned to be always on top. I'm using the auto hotkey and made an always on top thing so that stays there. It just makes life easier for me since I figured that out. Okay, so that's this file completed. Oh, and change username to your username, and you don't have to change this description if you don't want to, because it's basically the same thing unless you're just adding eye colours or just tattoo colours, then maybe you want to change that slightly. Okay, let's first do tattoos and makeup, as they are the quickest ones to do. So public CC added colours template, lists, colour definitions, and I have this open as a folder as workspace because it makes it easier to locate all my files without actually manually opening my folder and then doing it. So I already have these here by default because they're from my original mod, and I just changed it so there's one of each. So to do this, we need to give it a colour. I'll actually add that in. This must be a hex HTML code. Okay, copy that. I like making it so it's on each one. So this bit you can ignore, the FF. That's the alpha. It's actually, in other programs you sometimes see the alpha on the end, but in this case this is our HTML code or hex code. So whatever we do here with that hex code will be added into the game as that, and that's why I say it is the easiest ones to do, because they only require hex code to add that colour into the game. So you can open Photoshop, GIMP, whatever which one you use, or I've got this open which I found on GitHub, which is basically GIMP's colour chooser, but it also gives the RGB value. The RGB value comes in use later, but I use a combination of programs depending how it looks in game. So let's see what colour. Let's say we go for that one. So that is already capitalised, which I actually like. GIMP has it in low capitals. I don't think this requires it to be in low capitals, but okay. So what would we call that? Light pink. Okay, so light pink. Double click on the left mouse button. Copy. Do it there as well because I'm making it so I've got makeup and tattoo of the same one. Now we have to generate two unique UUIDs, and these values must match the makeup and tattoo values here. So that one E894 matches this one currently, but I'm changing that, and it will be changing the template. Just to be on the safe side, because that is one of the values I use in mine, so it would actually override that. So I'll go back to races and change that, generate a new one, makeup DD4, and change the DD4 here. Even though these two are the same colours, they cannot match with the UUIDs. So now in game we should get a similar colour to this for the makeup and tattoo. Okay. Now let's go on to one of the more complicated ones. But once you get used to it, it goes pretty straightforward. Okay. Well, actually, of the colour you want. Just add that. Okay. I like adding extensive notes. You might notice that on my files. Eye colours. Actually, let's put that underneath. Not all screens are that wide, so it might make it easier. Okay, let's save. So this is the name, and this is the name that will show up in character creation. Thank you to Alana for thinking to use the star for custom modded content. So eye colour. Okay, so we wanted to actually add this as an eye colour. Let's go through that first. So light pink. I know we have technically some pink colours already, I think, but let's go by that. So again, this is the hex code. AA means alpha, red, R green, blue. This only, okay, let's actually add that. This only defines colour of the box in CC, character creation. Always shorthand things. So the only values we need to replace is technically these. So that will show up with that colour in the box, but it won't make her that colour. This is how it changes. So this needs to be matching our eye preset, and because this version is not the dark sclera like the tiefling have, we're going to be using the human light pink. Okay, generate new UUID. So as you can see, that's D4EC. Now it's E. D4EC. Okay, save them. And generate a new UUID for this. So it's 6F2D, and this has to match the eye slot in the races LSX. And if you notice, I've got .lsf.lsx. It's because when you drag your main folder, so the very first folder, so it would be this one, into this, it'll convert it to .pack, and that will automatically convert .lsf.lsx to .lsf, which is what the game reads. So that's a bit of a mouthful, that sentence. Okay, I better drop these actually down. Yep. So these won't get in the way of your file. They won't make it misreadable. Okay, so we've matched that to races. Yep. And that to that. Okay, so that's this file done, but we'll come back to it because I'm going to do the dark sclera version as well. Actually, might do that already. So tiefling. I've noticed if you don't have it under tiefling, it actually causes problems with the game. So light pink. Okay, so we actually need to duplicate. So shift left mouse click here, press paste. So let's put dark sclera underscore light pink. Okay, so we now need to make a new node in eye colours as well. Shift left click to highlight, Control V to paste, after Control C to copy. New UUID. And it's this bottom one that matches the one in races. And then generate another one. Put it there. And then match that one to the dark sclera. Okay, let's save again. Pretty sure there is a quicker save option. Save all, Control Shift S, okay. Okay, so now we have to convert our D18181 to our values we need. Okay, where are we? So iris edge strength, you can change these if you want to make it so the edge of the iris is stronger. But if you find that if you click on the eye colour and it doesn't change that automatically, that's usually when you're getting issues, then come back to this and edit that back or add it to a new folder setup. So the other one I use in my mod is pack_other. That seems to work for some colours that might not work in Tiefling or in the human section. So this is where we add the iris colour and the secondary iris colour. So let's just put under here. Okay, so this value is the hex HTML code converted to sRGB 0 to 1. Okay, let's add that there as well. These are also the same, but generally I don't edit these because I've noticed it causes problems, which is why the dark sclera has to be here. Okay, and with this one as well, glow colour. So if you want your light pink eyes to have a glow blue when it's tieflings, then use that. This only value seems to only get used by characters that use that value, so I'm like tieflings. Humans don't use that value. Yeah, okay, so you can actually change the sclera colour as well. So like to red, to green, whatever colour you want to make it. But it won't look like the complete black if you make it complete of that one colour. I think this is something to do with how they work out the texture overlay, but I don't know how to change that. Okay, let's go back to this. So we can use these values here. And then if they don't look quite like we want them to, we can use other programs to change it and get a longer value, because some values go like 7 digits past the 0. Oh, okay. Let's do that. 1, I think, might be the specular or the alpha. Okay, so copy that. Now if we wanted the iris secondary colour, so I'm pretty sure that is the outside colour of the iris, not the inside. But if you wanted the same colour, copy the same value from there. If you want to change it slightly, so it's slightly darker in the centre or slightly darker on the edge, change one of these values to a different version. Okay, so we go into here. Iris and secondary iris, and let's say the glow colour is actually the same as well. So that didn't actually have the 1 on the end, but I've noticed sometimes when I have it with no 1, then it tends to get issues. But let's have a test. Okay, so that's our eye colour finished. Now we do the same for her colours. So her colours, let's make that light pink as well. We'll go for the same value. generate a new UUID. Hair colours. Modded. That actually works in that name file. Okay. Messed up then for some reason. But just then get rid of the, like if you accidentally either and it's showing up like that, then what I just did, then do that. Okay. Test. Light pink. Okay. Move these underneath again, just so it's easier to follow. So if we're using the exact same light pink, we can use the icon for that one as well. And add the extra information. Okay. And now match that to the value in races under her colours. Okay. And now we could use the same values that we used here. So these. I think I clicked on. I think I clicked on the skin preset instead. I did. Sorry. Yeah, double check you actually copy into the right one. So let's copy that over here. Okay, so we're going for a light pink skin colour as well. But let's hair colour light pink. Let's just generate a new one for the skin colour and add that in here already. Okay, we're only doing one skin colour for this test. Add the extra information. Sorry. But this is actually luckily showing, just to make double check here I did in the right file. But so if you see melanin amount, hemoglobin amount, yeah, it's skin, not hair. So let's just swap those around. Okay, let's now get our colour again. Control C. So if we want the beard colour to match the hair, beard scalp colour, eyebrow colour, eyelashes colour, hair colour, scalp colour, body hair colour, you literally would just put that value in all of them. If you want, say, the beard colour to be slightly darker, you would first go back to here and change it. But for this one, I'm going to compare it to this one. So HTML, convert. Okay, so in our in the GitHub version, this one, it was 0.820. In this one, it is actually 0.81961, and then the 0.508 is 0.50588. So they do have a bit of a differentiation. And if I don't want to use this one and not this one, I want to, if I've tested them too and they're not quite the colour I wanted, I copy these values 209 into this colour calculator. I'll be adding links to all these in the description. 219 129. Okay, type that one in. So type that in and make sure this drop down menu is set to sRGB. Then click that, and now, as you can see, the 0 to 1 value here is completely different. So I could even use a mixture of these values, different values from each of these, to mix it. So let's say this one I'm going to go with the color calculator. Okay, that value's the same. For the other one, I'm going to be using the first value. Okay, so if you wanted all these to be like the eyelashes black instead of matching the hair colour, just change them to 0, 0, 0. For this case, I am testing these with a 0 on this just to see what the specula's like. Because some hair colours get a very, very, very weird colour when you need to use that. Okay, for this one, the beard colour. Oh, don't highlight the last one. Make sure there's only one space between them. And for this beard scalp colour, use the same one as the hair scalp colour. Eyebrow colour, let's actually go with black on that one as well. And actually change that to 1 because I just want to test it on the beard and the hair. Okay. So that's a mixture of values from all three programs, which might get us a bit closer to what we're wanting. And now skin. I accidentally did this already. Match that to this. So custom skin 1, let's call it custom skin light pink. Actually no, let's custom skin test 1. Test 1. Okay. Match that to the value in races. And now let's go about editing this. So that tells you how much hemoglobin it affects, how much of the value gets used on these. Vein amount, for how much the veins show. So let's actually turn that to 1 just to see what that does. Lips makeup intensity, you could even turn that to 0, but let's keep that at that value. It's really just with this value is playing around with it and keep loading the game just to see what it looks like. Okay, hemoglobin colour. So usually the hemoglobin colour is what colour the blood is. So in the human race it would be a variant of red. The melanin colour I think is the like moles and such. I think. Let's put that in, melanin. Definition. A dark brown to black pigment occurring in the hair, skin and iris of the eye in people and animals. It is responsible for tanning of skin exposed to sunlight. Okay. Let's go with that description. I think there is actually other descriptions for it, but vein colour, so what colour the vein will show up as. If you want it to show up as blue, for instance, then you'd use a blue value, so we'd go to this. Okay, so we want that. Okay, let's make the vein colour that. So we could even use actually a pink value in the hemoglobin. It's technically in the red area. Okay, let's get rid of that second skin. Oh, going past my colours now. Yellowing colour. So what version of yellow you want to affect? Okay, let's go here. Well, let's go with that one again. And then randomly see what we get in game. and then use a colour picker to get our colour ID. So really, should be calling that test 1 for now. I'd go back sometimes and edit a name to roughly what it looks like. Okay, so we've done yellowing, vein colour, lips makeup colour. Okay, so we could actually use our pink value for that. Is that one? Oh, no. Okay, that one. Let's use that for that one. Be interesting to see that. So that'll be coming up with a 0.5 intensity. Okay. Roughness. There's one value that made that completely. Sorry, I'm blabbering here. But yeah, basically, I've not touched anything on these except for mainly these. So yeah. Okay, so let's use our hair colour value for the hemoglobin. See how well that does. Although we could attempt a different colour for the hemoglobin. Let's go with green. Okay. Didn't change melanin. Kind of actually curious what that value would be. So let's go to here, change that to 0.1, sRGB 0 to 1, 0.8745, green 0.4745, and 1, convert. That's the melanin. Is that the one we put in? No? Okay. Let's keep it at that then, see what happens. Okay, so we've edited all them files. You can always double check if that matches your UUID for that material preset, the UUID for the race and stuff. Okay, let's load it into the game actually. So once everything is done, this comes in handy again. Like I said, the last of the folder, so this one, drag it over to here, drop, convert, and we open this. It's got the info.json that gets used by Candor Manager and the .pack file. And okay. So now we're just going to test what we made. The skin colour. Would probably need a few tweaks, but I probably will release that in my mod. Just in case anybody wants to use it, I don't know. The icon itself looks very similar to Moontone, but I think if you know more what you're doing, or if you mess around more with the melanin, the hemoglobin, the yellowing, and the veins and stuff, you could probably get better mixes. So I've not really released many skin tones because I'm still actually learning about it. So let's change this to another skin tone, because our tattoo, if we change it to our colour, we're just barely visible. So how the values are applied to tattoos are the same applied to the skin. As you can see, that's what comes up when we change the skin tone. And our eyes, so that is without the dark sclera, that's with the dark sclera. Our hair, let's give him a beard. Okay, so that's with the beard. That is actually just a slightly lighter version of one that already exists. It was a lot brighter originally, but I went back and edited it. So the beard scalp matches the beard, the hair scalp matches the hair values. Okay, let's add makeup. So the values here in makeup and tattoos, the icon or the HTML value they use for your colour will be a few shades, or actually more than a few shades lighter. So if you want a darker colour, go for a very darker colour in the HTML. Thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it and make some brilliant mods.